Hey everybody, this is Larry. This video is for obviously day 14 of the Leetcode Day Challenge. Hit the like button, subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think about today's problem. What I was gonna say is that, well, if you're watching it on the 14th, happy Valentine's Day. If you watch it on the 13th, well, Friday the 13th is scary. Hopefully you didn't die, or if you did, keep still try to hit the like button, I guess. I don't know. No, but yeah, hope you're having a good day. Today, I just kind of have a rest day. Yeah, mostly only did bench, and now I was practicing my jumps. One thing, you gotta. One thing about snowboarding, and I've been kind of getting more hyped to do big air stuff, which, look, I'm not very good, just to be clear. And it is already February, which is really the end of the season for snowboarding almost. But I would like to, do some jumps and stuff like that. So I've been just practicing doing spins on the floor, of course, because you can't do it on the ground. You can't do it in the thing. And I'm just practicing my counter rotation as I spin. Not even that much. I mean, I'm practicing like 360s and stuff like that, but probably not gonna get to it on the snowboard this season just because literally I have 2 days left or two like ski days left, and I only even did one before, so like not very warmed up to do stuff like that. But maybe in a maybe next season or something, or maybe I go to the south and where it's cold or something during winter. But yeah, let's take a look at today's problem. We have 799 Champagne Tower. I guess that fits the Valentine's Day theme. Hope everyone's having a good time with that. And if not, that's okay, I think. I don't know. Okay, we stack glasses in a pyramid, where the first one was 1 glass, second was 2. So okay, that's already like very whatchamacallit? Pascal's triangle E. Okay, you pour the first to the top, the excessive goes to the second, third, and so forth. Okay. So you pour 1 cup of champagne to the top, there'll be no excess to right? Okay. I guess the key thing to know is also that this port can be very big, so you should not simulate this one by one or whatever you are doing, right? And then here, yeah, I mean, yeah, the idea still is going to be similar to Pascal's triangle, at least in terms of the recurrence, right? Maybe you could even answer that recursively, right? For each query row, for each query class, it's just you go to the overflow of the previous rows, and then you just kind of make sure you index correctly, right? And I think that's it. Let's do it that way. Well, I mean, you could do it that way, and there are 2 ways to do it, right? So you could do it bottoms up or top down. I think actually this one I prefer to do from top to bottom, and by top, that's actually confusing. When I say top to bottom, I mean like here, looking at where the top of the triangle is, so I'm going to implement this dynamic programming bottoms up, but it's because for me it's more intuitive to kind of in this particular problem, even though I know it's DP and there is some DP components, and that's why dynamic programming is sometimes very attractive. I know that this, because for me it feels more like a simulation thing, right? Sorry, I need to get some water. Because for me it feels more like a simulation, even though it is dynamic programming. So let's try, right? So maybe we can let's just say, I don't know, you call it water or champagne or whatever. I'm just gonna call it water just because it's easier to write. And then we started at port, right? And then now, so this is gonna be the first row. So then now for row in range of query row, and we're gonna start at 1 because this is the new row. But we have to be inclusive because, well, that's the row that we're looking to do. Then we go, okay, well, this is the water, right? So then maybe new water is equal to, let's just start with 0 times, okay, so the 0, I mean, because we use 0 index, so 0th row has the whatever, so that means that this is going to be row plus 1, right? And then yeah, and then we just go one by one. So then now we can do class maybe. in range of technically you could, yeah. So I'm about oh jeez. So I was about to sneeze. So I was like trying to pause whether I need to. But anyway, there is an optimization that you can do, but I wouldn't worry about it that much. So maybe we'll just start with length, or just row plus 1 is the number of elements. So that means that the number of we have to go right. Wait, no, which one is it? No, I think this is right. Yeah. Whoops. Right, and then of course, new water of glass is just we add it to the. I guess I did it this way instead of using a 2D array, right? Water of glass, and this is just like the indexing, and you should draw it out and make sure that you understand which one is which one, right? So this is the diagonal that goes that way, but this only happens, for example, if you're looking at this. Then the second row, it only has a previous thing if, yeah, I mean, you could write it in other ways, but only if glass is less than length of new water anyway, length of water, sorry, right? And if glass minus 1 is greater than equal to 0, then we do that as well. And that's it. And then at the end, we set water is equal to new water, and we are happy to do it again. And yeah, at the very end, then we just return water query glass, and we should be happy. I did this wrong. I mean, I didn't really set it up. I mean, I set up Pascal's triangle, but I didn't really. It just like going bit like we didn't account for the overflow. Is what I mean. We didn't do the actual thing. I just kind of implement Pascal's triangle. Is what I was trying to say. Silly boy. But luckily, that's why we do this. How does it go? For how full do they get? Is it just one? One cup. And do we get poured? I'm just trying to figure out the units. Okay, so yeah. So, okay, so we poured, right? How do we want to write this? Maybe this part is a little bit trickier. Because I kind of did it this way, and maybe now that I think about it, maybe that's a little bit sketch in the way. I mean, you could do it this way with more if statements and stuff, but it is a little bit trickier in terms of like, and when I say sketch, I mean just like it's easier to have off by one. So actually, I'm wrong. Let me just rewrite this. And what I mean is that instead, so because this way, the way that we're iterating and is all my fault. I kind of went on autopilot and stopped thinking for a second for this particular problem because I just kind of implemented, Pascal's triangle. But what I should have done is try to figure out what I'm trying to do. And for this particular problem, at least for me, my intuition now that I'm actually thinking about it, is that instead of looking at each class, right? Because right now we're looking at, okay, for each class, what comes in. That's technically called dynamic programming. If you don't know what that means, it's fine. It's not really a big deal. But there's the other way, which is called push. And for this particular problem, it's very easy to illustrate the push and the pull. Because the pull is, like I said, you have a glass, try to pull what water comes in. The push is you have this glass that's full, trying to figure out where to push that water. And because of this one, there's more like there's more like logic on the push side. It's easier to kind of do the math on the push instead. And I think this is actually maybe a happy accident. And what I mean by a happy accident is that this allowed me to explain the difference between push and pull. So maybe that's kind of nice. But the code will look very much similar to the same, at least the setup. It's just about your thought process and thinking. Because then now maybe the folder was okay. No. Yeah. So then now we have for glass in range of length of water, because now we're coming from the source, right? So then now for each glass, we go to the left, and each class always have a left to go to if you think about it, right? And of course the left has the same index. So then you can write new, okay, so then maybe you can write first overflow is equal to water of glass minus 1, right? And maybe we do some maths. to or some, so that we make sure that this is, at most 0, right? And then okay, so we did that, and then now the left, because as we said, we always can go left. I guess we can always go right too. So I guess that's fine actually. Maybe I'm being, so new water of glass. This is the left side, right? We add overflow divided by 2, and then the right side. Maybe I don't need to comment, but you get the idea, right? And that's it. Very minor adjustments, but and maybe incorrect apparently. I don't really have one. Huh. Why am I incorrect? Now I'm confused, but it's okay. Maybe I'm off by 1 on the. No, I mean that should be okay. Am I overflowing? Why do you get such a huge number? But in theory, that's if my code was correct, then this would have been correct. But alright, let's find out real quick. I actually don't know why. And I mean, it could also just be that I'm misunderstanding. Did I misunderstand? Okay, so so left goes to. I mean, this feels okay, right? Oh! I'm dumb. I mean, this is correct, but of course, and it's nice that they have this input. Is that, well, yeah. It's that cup can still only hold one cup of water because everything gets overflown, right? So yeah. Oh no, not max, min. Sorry, oops. Because if it goes over 1, then it should be at most 1, right? That's kind of the thing. That's actually a very So I mean, the logic was right, but or that, yeah, I don't know. It's just it's right, but not right enough, clearly. But that's it. That's all I have for this one. I mean, this is gonna be n squared, right? Where n is the row, and that's it. And yeah, I mean, I knew that it was gonna be fast enough because I knew that this was only going to 100. Maybe I should have made that more explicit. But that's it. Yeah. That's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. Hope you had champagne either by yourself or with your honey baby partner, whatever you call it, your other. Stay good, stay healthy to get mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye bye.